Ciao, hi, hey guys, I'm just checking I'm live on Facebook as well. On Facebook. Ciao, hi, hey guys, it's your boy MKS here, back with another video. I thought for visual effects and whatnot, I thought I'd wear my Italy scarf, which I talk about, my Italy flag and my scarf. Sometimes I wear this on my back, but I don't know if you can see it very well because I'm sitting down, obviously, because I'm a lazy sod. But yeah, a few things distracted me today. I had to do a few things that had to wait for a few things, and things seem to be going really slow, so it took me ages to get around to part 3 of this. But anyway, this is the third and penultimate part of our plans for attracting investment into Italian football, and I hope I remember everything and say it as clearly as possible. And as ever, I welcome your suggestions, ideas, and whatnot. And these are pointers number 21 to 30. I'm going to try and be as quick as possible because I'm already kind of running late for this games group I go to on the fourth Friday of most months. Sometimes they change it, but anyway, nice life, so I know. But here goes. So number 21 again, as the saying goes, I normally say I try not to repeat myself too much, but I do struggle to not repeat myself. But I would love for there to be a campaign to hashtag make Italian football great again, and that could be on billboards or whatnot, and that could look at how to attract more investment, to build academies, and help the club teams also to buy players, better players, as well as develop younger Italian players as well. Playing at least 3 under 21 players in each game, I think, could help in terms of the development. But I think it requires a lot of funding as well. I love for as many sponsors as possible to sponsor stadiums. And I love for Italian football to connect with the diaspora as well as unite together as a country. I'd love for them to connect together with the diaspora. So, for instance, the diaspora could be what they would get in return would be that they would feel connected to their ancestry, to their Italian ancestry, and feel that they're contributing. So I'd love for, as someone who's a fan of Italy only in and strictly for football, I suppose, I'm looking at it from a unique angle. I know sometimes I speak a bit fast and my voice is a bit quiet, so please forgive me. But I would love to see a connection with the diaspora, and again, the diaspora would feel a connection to their history, their ancestry, and feel they're contributing. So that could be something alongside, or even instead of, like learning about singing Italian songs or trying Italian food or things like that. Even if they do that, maybe they could fundraise doing that on YouTube and TikTok and whatnot. So I suppose that's my dyslexic interconnected reasoning, I guess, connecting things together, seemingly random things. So even that could be an advantage for Italian football. So like they try Italian foods and post people trying Italian foods, like Italian football fans, but at the same time, like any money they make from that could go towards Italian football. They could also talk about the best diets for footballers, talking about food and things like that, and look at how other areas and industries could benefit Italian football. I'd love for 10% of the budget in Italy to go towards football development, like developing academies and stadiums and improving pitches and things like that, especially academies for youth development. And what Italian football obviously would get in return is more like people from the diaspora connecting with their roots could say, we feel proud to contribute. Maybe they could even have a list of the top contributors from the diaspora as well, diaspora, however you pronounce it, but they could follow and support Italian football, and hopefully having a wider fan base would be more attractive towards potential investors and sponsors. Also to they could invest into and sponsor and even donate to Italian football themselves, maybe, and that kind of thing. So I'd love to see how they could build that connection and come up with ideas to work with the diaspora. Again, another thing is the diaspora, as well as like investing into and even donating to and certainly sponsoring, hopefully, Italian football. Having shares and equity in the club, I suppose that's the same as investing. And that's what investing entails, obviously, but sponsoring and also even donating to Italian football, maybe, and sharing their ideas as well. I think that covers everything for point number 21. But yeah, I hope I haven't forgotten anything. Quite ironic if I did it in point number 21, because I think like memories 21 again, thinking about the past. But yeah, to bring Italian football back to the glory days and see what it can learn from the past, as I said, in parts 1 and 2. I need to say point number 3 then, but point number 22, looking at what they can do in the future, how they can come up with new and innovative ideas. And something I mentioned a lot is like working with neurodivergent people, especially in Italy itself and across the diaspora, but also neurodivergent people generally. One I can think of off the top of my head is Elisa Milano, I pronounce it. from Charmed. I didn't really watch Charmed that much, I've got to admit, but apparently she's an Inter Milan fan, so I love for people from the diaspora as well, and she's dyslexic as well, so she's neurodivergent. But yeah, seeing what neurodivergent people, even non-Italians, could do, I love to encourage my fellow neurodivergent people to support Italian football and see what we could do and show what we could do, which could give us a purpose in life. So hopefully, again, it'll be a mutual benefit. But yeah, come up with new ideas as well, seeing what mentally ill people could do, a method to the madness, which I've talked about before. But yeah, I'd love to see how Italian football can adapt to the times and even create new strategies and have academies that can help to produce some of the greatest players in the world, some of the best players in the world in the future, hopefully. I'd love to see Italy produce as many of those great players as possible, as well as the club teams having more money to buy better players. As I said before, I suppose I could say this in point number 21, but I'm going to say it in point number 23, and I'd love to see Milan have a scary team, have enough investment to make a scary team, as their name is, like, you know, the Devils, and like the black and red Devils putting fear into the opposition, to have a scary team again. And then I'd love for Roma to have an even scarier team, becoming the Giallorossi Galacticos, the new Real Madrid, which I talked about before, and Juventus to have a great youth academy. And I hope Juventus fans would be happy with, like, even if it became a feeder club for AC Milan and certainly Rome, and most definitely, hopefully, the Italian national team. So hopefully, especially, they can be proud to great players for the national team. Yeah, I'd love to see as many academies as possible, and I'd love to see Italy giving to charity, and hopefully Italian football using like fundraising for charity. Again, I know I talked about that before, but hopefully it'll be something that will benefit Italian football in the future. Number 24, one of my cousins who actually lives in America. I won't say her name just in case he doesn't want me to mention her name. I'm sure, I mean, it's quite a common name amongst Indians, or those of Indian descent in her case. So, but anyway, she bought me this scarf ages ago, even though I only support Italy in and struggle for the football. Sorry, it's not doing much justice because I'm sitting down like a lazy bum. But also, one of my sisters got me this nice Italian scarf, which I normally wear because I get quite cold quite quickly, and I like, obviously, shows the Italian colours, although I probably don't wear it well enough to show it. But yeah, I love for, so yeah, point number 24, I thought I'd share this because like national, I think for some reason I think of like national, because like 24 hours in a day, so I think of countries' national days. I love for Italy to celebrate its national days and occasions on that note through football, and increase diplomacy with the rest of the world through football. Like having football events, peace through football, and things like diplomacy, peace negotiations, and that kind of thing, using football for that, and for the country to unite through football, like all those involved in Italian football now, and all possible Italians, as well as those from the diaspora, I was saying in point number 21, coming together for the good of the national team. Number 25, I'd love for them to host things like the Mediterranean Republic and Tricolor Cups, leagues, tourneys, and things like that. Again, I know I mentioned that before, but anywho, number 26, I'd love to see Italian football giving back. Number 27, I'd love for them to have award shows. Now, I'm not going to go into too much details of how they could have award shows and reward those who support through like PR and providing a good return on investment, because I'm hoping to talk about that all being well, God willing, and Godspeed, touch wood if you like, if I can say that. I was thinking, I know religion normally goes against superstition, but I thought I'd say all three. I'm not sure if that's jinxed or whatever, but anyway, I don't normally like to say touch wood and touch my head because it's like a self-deprecating sense of humour, or whatever they call it, like we have in Britain. But I know I'm born and bred in Britain, but I'm a big fan of Italy when it comes to the football, and only in and struggle for the football. I used to support them in all sorts of areas, but I won't go into that. But yeah, I won't go into too much detail about like award shows because I'm hoping to talk about that on Tuesday, the 27th. But number 28, I hope they can turn the negative situation around, so that they've like negative situations, in the plural, even like the fact they failed to qualify. I realise I haven't touched my tea yet. Everything seems to be really slow when I'm in a rush for some reason, but I'm running a bit late. I know I don't technically have to be at this games group at a certain time, but I do normally like to get there when it starts for some reason. But anyway, like failing to qualify for 2 World Cups in a row, and then struggling to qualify for this, and potentially failing for a 3rd time in a row, heaven forbid. Well, they might not, I can say that, but yeah, also like I think of like if they could have please remember 94 and other events in Italy's history where they didn't do so well, and even times when they did do well as well, to use that to say, so either one inspiring them, so like using defeats to inspire them to say like we want to make up for that time Some people say that in a war situation like this, they remember 1984, and like people weren't even born in that time. I would have been 2 or 3 at that time. But anyway, shows how old I am. But or some even go back like hundreds of years. But I see football a bit like a war instead. Funny enough, some people said that about Italians, like treat wars like football and football like war. But yeah, hopefully they can build that passion back and say, like, we want to use the defeat in '94 where Roberto Baggio missed that penalty. For people who know about football, they'll know that penalty, I'm sure, against Brazil, and use that to say, yeah, we're going to train even more and make up for it and go on and win this tournament. And I forgot to say another thing. I've got this back again because I'm sitting down. It probably won't do it much justice. I've got quite a few things in it to take to the games group as well. But I hope burglars don't know where I live because I'm telling where I'm going and that kind of thing. But well, I'm going out at least. But yeah, it's got the pizza and games for the games group and that kind of things like that. But I forgot to say my point number 27 because I was thinking like rewards, just like with this flag and this scarf, like being thankful for what people do for me. And one of my brothers got me this. So thanks to my brother. I don't know if he wants me to have a shout out, I'll give him another shout. I'll give him a shout out in another video. I won't mention him by name just in case he doesn't want me to. But yeah, being thankful for my sister, one of my sisters who got me this scarf, my cousin who got me this flag, and my brother who got me this Italia bag, which probably doesn't look as good as it normally looks because it's like a bit bulky and a lot of things in it, and I probably don't use it properly because I'm a bit clumsy, and also yeah, because I was sitting down, it probably doesn't. It's a really good bag, so I'd say thanks to my brother for that. But yeah, moving on. Again, I forgot to say that point 27. Moving on. Number 28. Sorry, I said number 28. Number 29. Once again, I'd love to see what Anglo-Indians, other Eurasians, and neurodivergent people and people with mental health problems could do, and if we could create our own football teams. Now that could give a purpose, which could help people with depression, anxiety, and things like that, to have a purpose and something to look forward to, and show what they can do for Italian football and Triple Celtic. So I love to see there being an Anglo-Indian team, a Eurasian team generally, and also a team for, sometimes it could be a mix of Anglo-Indians, Indos, Kristangs, Hapas, and Hafus, and sometimes it could be just Hapas, Hafus, Indos, and Kristangs playing against each other, and also playing against Italian teams and Triple Celtic. So I hope they practice here, especially at youth level, and hopefully come up with loads of skills and have a lot of fun as well. And as per usual, I'm late, but I'd like to think I came up with some good ideas. I hope these visuals are a bit different and something a bit different, and what's the word? Gives it some flavour or whatever, I don't know, something like that. But anyway, I'm out, and peace and love.